Anything that's worth it is hard, usually.
Almsgiving, on the other hand, is it's in a way it's like volunteering. It is giving something that I possess in the way of money, monetary value, and I give it back to the Lord because I've always viewed it, the blessings that I receive that are of a material means. Those, as I have gotten older, I've come to realize, or I've come to understand, that I think God just gives me things to use and then return them to Him.
Almsgiving was because we had a discussion. I said it was, giving money to the church. But it's not necessarily that, is it?
No, it could be time.
Time.
Energy.
So it's a lot of different things altogether. So I guess...
Almsgiving or helping the poor, whether it be with your time, talent, or treasure, or at least that's what alms mean to me.
Almsgiving.
Fasting is where you don't eat some stuff for a day. Then
Almsgiving is
alms is like money.
Your spiritual self, but almsgiving, you're also helping your spiritual self, but you're helping the future so that there is a church after you have gone on. And it's to help ensure that little ones have somewhere to go to be able to be in prayer and to be in adoration and go to Mass and to learn about the history and the faith.
And almsgiving is the giving, like it's more charity related giving, and it could be time, money.
Fasting is like getting food taken away, and then almsgiving is giving
it.
So to me, the way I've always thought about almsgiving and fasting being different is fasting is taking something away that I would like, where almsgiving would be increasing doing something, whether it's time, financial, but it's almsgiving is giving, where fasting is subtracting, taking away.
There's a reason that God commands us to tithe, and we're also commanded to give alms to the poor, etc. So to me, it is an element of Christian belief to give alms or tithe. Yeah.
Church has been preaching the spiritual and corporal works of mercy, and I mean, it's just a chance for us to act on them, about the social justice teachings of the church. There's a whole lot of people out there that need our help, and it's just a chance to get back to them.
Well, almsgiving is important to me because it's what Jesus wants us to do. And the church does so much for so many people that, they need the money to support those causes.
It's, I think for me and my family, I feel like it's a way to give back. And it can be as little as, having, bags that we hand out to people, as we're driving, but just our way of giving back and helping out.
I think the saying is, you get a lot of joy out of giving.
Yeah.
And there's more joy.
When you give your treasure, our experience has been that no matter what you give, it comes back to you.
Because it's only by the grace of God that I'm in a position not to be receiving alms. And I believe God sees us as exactly the same individuals. He knows we're individuals, but He loves us all equally. And there are many, many people in the world who have not been gifted with the same blessings that I've been given. And to me, it's not worth having those blessings if it's not something that you can share. So it's important to me. There are times when I'm unable to be nearly as generous as far as almsgiving with time or with any kind of monetary or nutritional giving. But when I am in that position, I like to give as much as I can, and not just from the excess. I like to feel as though I'm doing my part to help those less fortunate.
Over and over, but I help with the Acts retreat. I've helped before with confirmation. I feel I could volunteer more, but it's a slow process. I volunteered my wife to help with confirmation without asking her, and I realized I'm not making that mistake again. So we do volunteer. We could do more, but we try.
I have intentionally volunteered time either at the schools or at the church because I feel blessed to be able to. I think if I didn't volunteer my time, where I'm fortunate to have time to volunteer, then that would not be living my life the way Christ intended it for me.
Well, it would be much more convenient to stay home and watch the game on TV than go volunteer locally, so that's a sacrifice. I kind of have an addiction to guitars, so it would be more sacrificial to give to a charity or someone in need than to buy another guitar. So it can definitely be sacrificial. I feel if we truly wanted to do almsgiving the way we're called to, it should be somewhat sacrificial. If we go without while giving to somebody else, it, I think, creates a greater impact for us.
Alms needs to be sacrificial, needs to be in a way that it hurts.
By always remembering that the source of everything that we have is God the Father, and that the way to best be gracious for those gifts is to share them with others and to be mindful of the example that was set for us by Christ himself.
Yeah, and it's supposed to give till it hurts, or, have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I've heard the tithing, you're supposed to tithe, and I understand all of that. And I guess what I read that to mean was exactly that when you give till it hurts, that's when it's sacrificial. Or, once it starts really hurting, or when you really start noticing that you may have to cut out something else, or, then at that point it would be sacrificial.
Right.
But before that, it's kind of,
or I think,
I'm not saying it's not as important, but it's...
And fulfilling a pledge or obligation that you maybe have made to the church. I think that, it's easy to kind of think, oh, we need this or need that. But it seems like in our life, with our 4 boys, when we kind of took a leap of faith to put them in Catholic school, when our oldest was in kindergarten, and we really didn't know how we were going to afford that first year. But it does seem like if you put your money, if you just keep having faith that you're spending your money in the right way, the money seems to be there, if that makes sense. So I think the more you can kind of...
Right.
Yeah.
I would say I give time more than I even give financially.
Back to my fondness for St. Therese and the little flower, and just doing little things.
It's just as important to give the time, So just recently, we give to the poor all the time, but just recently we did the act of going out and buying the food and delivering it. And that I feel like that was so much more of an impact to my children, especially, to doing that.
That's how your life should be approached. With Benedict, some of the volunteer efforts we've been able to keep and maintain, but there are others that are a little harder. But with him, all the feed the hungry, clothe the naked, all that, it's with this little guy.
Saint Cecilia, pray for us.
Saint Anthony, please pray for us.